Hi guys, Mr. Hunter here. I'm just going to be doing a quick video of how to draw this little character. I think it's kind of like a Hello Kitty cat. So I'm just going to show you the picture that it was from. So this is of course the drawing I just drew for the class. And so I'm going to go over to here. And so this is the picture I was working from. And I'm going to show you the steps of how to draw this little picture. Alright, so I'm going to just move up my page here. So I'm going to recreate that one I just drew. So of course there it is. I'm going to try to do it the best I can, make it look the same. So I'm going to go down here and just go through the steps. So what I'm going to do is take a look at the image and imagine how big I'm going to draw it. So you want to kind of have a sense of space. So I'm kind of putting dots there just to kind of like make a reference of how big I'm going to be making it. And do the best to kind of stay within that. All right, so the shape of the cat is, you can see the head is like over half the size. Like if I was to use my pencil as a measuring tool, that's the body, and look, the head is even bigger than the body. So that's what's kind of unusual. That's kind of like the thing that happens with a lot of anime or the kind of cartoons, is they're exaggerated, they're oversized. So we're gonna take a look at. So half of the size is kind of like that lemon shape. So I'm going to draw kind of like very, very lightly. Notice how lightly I drew. I can easily erase that without leaving a mark. And then the body is kind of like a triangular kind of shape, sort of, kind of curve. And again, I drew very lightly, so I can easily erase that. So I barely let the pencil touch the surface. So where I'm going to start is, I'm going to start where I think is a little easier, which is down here on the body. And the starting point I find easiest, and you might find a different spot, but for the sake of this video, try to follow the steps I take, is the arm, the front arm here, which is at the very front of the image. And it kind of stands out. And that way you can have a starting point. And then about halfway up that arm is where like the cat's chest kind of is. And you kind of have the curves of the fur that stick out. So it's just that little curve, and then I did the little lines to make it look like the fur. And then about middle of this part, it comes down and curves in. So just curves in like that. Then over here we have that kind of like rounded edge here. Then we'll be doing this little rounded edge here that kind of curves out and around the body of the kitty cat. And then we can get into, it kind of curves like that. It goes up and down. It's like laying over its leg. And then there's the tail, that kind of tufts of tail. Okay, and I can kind of tidy up by erasing those extra lines that were, you could see. And if I was to go over that with a marker at the end, it will really stand out. But right now I'm just doing it in pencil. And when I know it's the line I want, I darken it. And then I can press harder. Once I know, I kind of map out the line. I map it out, meaning just very lightly put it in place, and then I can darken it to show that that is where the line is supposed to be. Okay, same thing with that. Now I'm going to do the head. So of course the head is that like lemon kind of shape, and you don't want it to look like a lemon though, we want to look like a cat. So I'm just going to go up to the one cheek here, and it kind of curls up. Now what I did earlier was I continued that line up over the head, because it is kind of supposed to be connected, like it continues, but there's a gap there. So I'll put the ear in, just kind of like a little point. And then the other side has this bow, so I have to leave a space there. And when we do a bow, it's kind of like, I don't know what you'd call that shape, it's kind of that kind of shape, but I'll go and I'll tidy up that quick sketch I did, and it's like a little a rectangle in the middle, and then two triangles on either ends, like a curvy triangle. And there's little creases on the inside here. There's 2 on the top. And that's the thing, when you match the lines of how many lines are supposed to be, it will look so much more like the cartoon that you're trying to draw. If you don't have the lines matched, then it won't look like it. It will look kind of like something will look off in it. And then this kind of swoops down, and this one actually goes up more. It comes down and then out. And then I can smooth out this line down here. It's quite flat across the bottom of the cat's face. And you get something kind of looking like more like the cat. And then the ear is behind this bow. There we go. And then I want to put the nose kind of down the center point. So I want to look kind of like the halfway point of the face, kind of like that. Very lightly put it in, and it would be just in the lower part of the middle. And it's kind of like a bean or like an oval. And then the eyes, where I'd normally put them, like I'd draw the eyes probably up there, where I think the cat would have eyes. But this is not any cat, it's a cartoon kitty cat, or the Hello Kitty, and it has to be very specific. So they have like their eyes kind of exaggerated very low, and they're kind of like almost go, they don't quite go below the nose, so I may went a little too low there, but right beside the nose, kind of like that. So let's tidy that up a little and shade them in. Now of course, if I really wanted to make it look good, I may go over it with a marker, like a black marker or black pen, and really make it stand out more. The nose might actually be a little high, and to make this look like the Hello Kitty, so I might just lower that a little. Yeah, that looks a little better, I think. And then we have to put in the whiskers. Might smooth out this edge a little. So the whiskers, again, you want to have the lines match up. So if you make too many whiskers or not enough, something will look off. In the case of this one, it has 3 whiskers, so I want to make sure they match. And there's 2 short ones and then 1 longer one. So they kind of come out here. And then the last one kind of cuts through the upper part. And then the same thing on this side. There's 3. There's 2 below. There's 2 below that little gap. And another one goes up through the upper part here. Let's kind of tidy up that. And tidy up those extra lines that I had put in. Those are referred to as guide lines. And a guide line is just there to get your line kind of figured out, where am I supposed to put this. It's all about measurement. It's all about measuring where you're supposed to put the line compared to the other line. And once you figure out where that line goes, you can fix it. Just like, see, I put that a little too dark in there. It's hard for me to erase it. So we all make mistakes. That happens. And but you'll notice it less as you add other things to it. So there's my Hello Kitty. Oh, I didn't put the necklace in. I can put that in real quickly here. So again, it's within the range of the head there. And I'll do a little gap around his neck, and it's a key. Just shade it in. There we go. And maybe put little dash lines or dots on it to make it look more